Hi friends, welcome to the Legacy Ownership Holdings YouTube channel. So for today, I will be discussing to you the launching of our calculator for limited partners or a passive investor. So as a passive investor, you should know the numbers first before you start investing. And you should not be really investing blindly. So you should know like what's your expected cash on cash or expected IRR or AAR or your equity multiple. Intro. Welcome everyone to the Legacy Ownership Holdings YouTube channel. So for today, I will be discussing to you about the calculator that I will be giving to all my limited partners. So this calculator is to calculate the returns based on IRR. So we have two varieties in Excel. So there's an XIRR and IRR formula. So I'll just explain briefly. So IRR in Excel means like you will get all your returns consistently on the same date and the same, let's say for the following year. So in this case, you will have January 30, 2019, January 30, 2020. So that's how it is done. Then you can use IRR. Then for XIRR, if the dates are totally different, let's say in this sample, you will receive one for January 1, 2019, then another is March, then next is February. So it's totally like different dates. So in that case, you need to use XIRR. But just to be simple, we will just assume it will be consistently on the same date, which is like per year you will get this amount every year. So let's start. So we have three varieties that will be supported for this version 1 of the calculator. So one is the preferred return with a split. Then another one is a split only. Then another one is the interest only. So let's go with the preferred split. So preferred plus the split means there will be a preferred return. So it's typically like 6 to 8% preferred return. Then a split of 80-20 or 75-25 or whatever is there mentioned by the sponsor. So the instruction here will be, first you need to fill up the start date. Then input the investment capital, then input the years of hold. Then you will input also the preferred return. Then once you have the preferred return, you will have, so this will default the projected return side with the preferred return based on your, let's say the one that you put here. Let's say this, in this case, it's 7%. Then actually this whole section of the projected return, this can change depending on the OM specified by the sponsor. So this one will have like a refinance. Let's say this will have a refi on the year 3. Then on the split of so the split can be like an 80-20. So I didn't specify the 80-20 because it can vary depending on a deal by deal basis. So let's just for here, let's say an OM said like, okay, you will have a split profit of 3,000 for year 3. Then on year 3, after the refi, they will give you back some of your capital. So let's say 60% of your capital. So now you will see that the remainder of the capital is left for year 4 is 40,000 since you already got your 60,000. So the 7% preferred return here will now be against your 40,000 which is left on the deal. So that's why this becomes like 22,800. Then on the year 5 in this example, there will be a sale on year 5. So on sale on year 5, it will be having a projected of, let's say, 4,000. Then the profit from sale or refi is 35,000. Then it will return your 40,000 capital. So in this projected return model, so there will be an 14.9 IRR. Then return multiplier is 1.69, meaning so accumulated return here is, so you get year 1 7,000, year 2 if you get 7,000 again, then this is 14,000. So you're just adding these two, then this is kind of a cumulative return until you hit the last one. So once you hit the 168,600, so this includes everything, like including your capital. That's why now it will be like a 1.69, meaning you earned around 69 percent of your the whole for the full 5 years. Then the AAR will be, so this is just like a 69 divided by 5. So then the average cash on cash will be like just a distribution of 7,000 out of your 100. So this is your 7 cash on cash, then and so forth. So you will have this calculation. So this cash on cash will include the split also. So that's the projected return. So let's go to the actual return. So actual return is also similar, wherein instead of just the projected, now is you will just input, let's say for that full 1 year, how much was distributed to you or given to you by the deal. So you just input it like year by year, how much are you getting. Let's say if you have a preferred return, how much was it. Then you can ask also, let's say how much was the split, if let's say it didn't specify how much was the split. So then also just like another information for the pref carryover. What this does, this meaning is, if let's say there was a projected of 7%, so ideally for 100,000 you should have received 7,000, but like during the stabilization period, it might it might miss that 7%. So there will be a catch-up payment of that 5,000. That's why there is a row here, meaning preferred return. So this is a carryover. So they need to pay you the remaining 2,000, so to catch up with the 7,000. Then this meaning is like they were only able to pay you 6,000. So there's a catch-up that needs to be done, 1,000. Then here 7,000, they were able to do 7,000. Plus, let's say now they were able to catch up at this year 3, then the preferred carryover, the split will be 3,000. So that's how the catch up works. So you need also to make sure, like for your preferred return, that the OM mention about this kind of catch ups, because sometimes it doesn't specify catch up, but ideally there should be some catch up because it's a preferred return. So the split will not happen until like everyone gets paid with the preferred return. So that's the purpose of the preferred plus split. Then I also have put the definitions here of what's preferred return, preferred carryover, split, then the return of capital, investment capital, accumulated return, and the profit from sale or refi. So let's go to the next portion, which is the split only. So split only, similar thing, you will input the start date, input the investment capital, the years of hold, then you input the projected and the actual split. So this section. So anything with the gray will be the one that you need to input. So in this case, we have an 80-20 split. So assuming, let's say, a projected return of, okay, you will get 9,000 on year 1, then another 9,000 on year 2, then third year, year 3 for another 9,000, let's say. Then in this sample, there will be a sale on year 3. Then the projected sale profit will be 20,000 on year 3. Then they will return the capital, so 100,000. So overall is 129. So the IRR for this is 14.77% IRR. Then the return multiplier for this is 1.47. That means you earn 47,000 with your capital of 100,000. So your average COC at this level is 9%. Then the AAR will be just the 47 divided by 3. So that's how this is getting calculated. Then same similar thing, I put all the definitions here. So actual return, so similar to your projected, except that this is your actual return, or the money that got distributed for the deal. So this is your actual money that came in to your bank or whatever your either your 401 back to your 401k account. So you just input anything, the gray portion. Then the last is the debt investor, so which is just the interest only. So some investors just want like a consistent flow, and they want like a priority. So because for interest only, they will be priority one in the distribution. So we fill up the start date, the investment capital, and the hold. So the debt investor, as I mentioned here, so this is like kind of a class A shares where the debt investor gets paid first before class B or C shares. So they have lesser exposure than the class B and C because they get paid first before the B and C. So the B and C could be, those will be either they have the pref split or a split only. So those are the class B. Wherein, let's say for that investor, they are fixed. So they don't have any equity upside. So that's the meaning of the interest only. So for compared to the pref split and split, they have an upside. So whatever, let's say if the deal perform or for some reason they got like a huge chunk of like a profit because due to the sale, because let's say the prices went high, the debt investor will not have a portion of that. So that's kind of your, if your risk you mean you're good, you have a higher risk tolerance, then you can go by the prep split and split. But if you have a lower risk tolerance, then you can go with the interest only, depending on the deal, because sometimes the deal doesn't even have interest only, so it's purely like a pref split or split only. So it's a case by case. So this is how the interest only can be structured. So it can be structured in such a way there will be like a 7% upfront, meaning this will be get paid first upfront to you, then before the class B and C shares. Then on the back end, before the split happens or distribution happens on the back, on the sale, they need to pay all the accumulated interest. So in this sample, since there was a 12% interest for the investor at this, so there's an upfront of 7%, then there's a catch up on sale of 5. That's why you will see on 100,000 investment, you will have like a, so 5% multiplied by 5 years, so there will be a 25,000 catch up that they need to distribute on year 5. So that's how this calculator is structured. Then for the actual return, similar thing, so it's just like 7.5. You can just change this to whatever the actual amount that you got. So then they will also, I also put the definition here for interest upfront, catch up on sale. What does this mean? Return of capital and investment capital and accumulated return. Then, oh yeah, so this calculator, I'll show you, let's say if there is a change, let's say it's not always a 5 years old, right? So you can just change this to a 6 years. Then you will see like this gets populated. Then one thing you need to change for year 6 is the return of your capital will not be on the year 6. So this one you need to remove. You can just copy paste here, then just delete this one. So this 2,800 will still be a carryover. Then this profit will be, let's say, on year 6. So delete it. Then the split. Yeah, we can put like whatever the split on the projected return. So you can put it here, year 4, 5, or 6. So this one you can just vary. So at least the key things that you just need to change when you move this year to a higher number. So you just need to change the return of capital and the profit from sale, because that will move. So similar thing to, let's say if you do let's say it's a 3 years. So this gets removed. So anything manual that you put here needs to be removed. Then let's say you need to now change to 100,000 return, on which is the return of your money. Then most likely there will be a profit. Let's say the 20,000 profit. So anything that, let's say you end in year 3, just make sure like the profit from sale and the return of capital will get changed. So that's why you will have now this automatically gets calculated. So this is smart enough to know what number of year to check. So let's go how you will change on the split. So the right side, yeah, you just need to change it accordingly. Just remove all these others. Let's say if you're only onto year 3, then just change it. Then for the split only, so similar thing. Let's say if it's a split only for year 5. So you just need to change and populate the, based on the OM, what's the projected year 1 to 5. Then these two things that you need to change and move it to the last year, which is the year 5. So just delete it. Oops, not that one. Then this, then put 9,000. So you will see like this one gets automatically changed. So if I change it to year 6, similar thing, you just move this. And then this, let's say 9,000. Then yeah, so that's the how it works. So similar to the actual return, the same thing. So you can just change this dynamically, then update the based on the OM. Then for the debt investor, so similar thing. If you want a 6, so this for the debt one, so this one automatically moves, because this is like there will be, I think there is no refi, but if there will be some refi, then you just need to check against the OM. So this will just say like whatever. So I'm trying to make it easier and a little bit automated, at least if you can change it. Let's say if it's a 3, then just change it, then 5. Okay, so that's it. If you have any questions, I will put my contact information down in the description of this video. And thank you and have a great day. Bye.